Hello there! Are you old enough to remember the Star Wars movie media blitz that had a novel, and other books, and a soundtrack, and comic books, and trading cards? It even had action figures. In fact, it had everything a Star Wars fan could want, except an actual movie. I tell you, Shadows of the Empire made for a very interesting year in 1996. And now, after nearly 30 years, we're finally getting the Black Series. Let's go through what I have so far with these. Well, like I said, Shadows of the Empire was kind of a fun time for us Star Wars fans. We had everything we could want except the actual movie. The novel was really good. I enjoyed this story, and I wish it would be a movie or a miniseries or something. It'd be fun to have this in media of some sort other than books. They could even use the soundtrack if they did it right. And of course, we had a whole series of action figures and even some vehicles to go with those action figures. Well, after all these years, we still don't have a movie. However, we are getting Black Series figures. So now we got the big figures to go with the little figures. If you remember a while back, I did include this in one of my episodes because I got this along with some other figures. Why did I get it? Because I like Shadows of the Empire. Well, now we have the small figures, and we at least had one big figure for Price Xizor. And when we look at these two together, we can see they kept the likeness very close to what the 3 3/4 inch original action figure was. Of course, with the Black Series, they can put more detail and stuff in it. Really looks good. And I was really keen on seeing the Black Series figure. It was nice to see Shadows of the Empire getting a little Black Series love. Well, guess what? More figures have come out. And yes, I do have them, and we're going to go through them. And we're going to compare them, just like these two, the little figure to the big figure, for at least 2 out of the 3 figures. We'll do that right after I invite you to like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and of course hit that subscription bell so that you're notified when new videos are posted. So who do we have in addition to the Prince? Well, we didn't have Han Solo really in Shadows of the Empire because Shadows took place between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. So Han Solo was not available. He was frozen in carbonite. But we had to have a rogue, didn't we? We had to have a scoundrel. And that happened to be Dash Rendar. Yeah, this is their version of Han Solo for this particular multimedia blitz. Pilot and mercenary Dash Rendar flew a snowspeeder during the Battle of Hoth, and Princess Leia later hired him to protect Luke Skywalker from the dark Price Xizor's ruthless bounty hunters. As we look at this figure, you can tell just by the way he looks, yeah, he's got a bit of a scoundrel to him. He comes with only one accessory, and that is his pistol. And I do like how they have him costumed with the armor on and then the outerwear of a Han Solo type character. And of course, as far as the face goes, they can make the face whatever they want it to because there was no actor to try to make it toward. Overall, I think they did a really good job with this particular action figure. Now, there was a Dash Rendar figure to go along with the smaller figures back when Shadows of the Empire first came out. And I don't have that one right handy. I do have the next 2 figures handy though. But I do like this figure. I think they did a really good job with it. What do you think? Leave a comment. Let me know. Now, the next 2 figures are actually a 2-pack, which kind of surprised me because these would have been great as separate figures. But, Hasbro, That's the way they do things. And if I recall correctly, this 2-pack, you had to go to Hasbro Pulse for. So it wasn't exclusive to them. Here they are. We have Luke Skywalker as an Imperial Guard, in disguise, of course, and Princess Leia Organa in her Bosch costume, which we see at the beginning of Return of the Jedi. So Shadows of the Empire explained how that all came along and how she was able to get that costume and so forth. To gather intel on Price Xizor's criminal Black Sun organization, Princess Leia disguised herself as the renowned Ubesian bounty hunter Bosch on Coruscant. But when Xizor captured her, it was up to Luke Skywalker, alongside his friends, posing as an Imperial Guard to rescue her. Looking at these figures, well, let's look at Princess Leia first. She comes with a couple accessories, including a removable helmet, the staff, and a thermal detonator. The facial sculpt, really good. They captured a young Carrie Fisher pretty well there. The uniform, of course, looks great, especially in the Black Series. And then we have Luke in the Imperial Guard costume, and that looks awesome. That armor is extremely well done. He also comes with a removable helmet and a staff himself. Two great looking figures. How do they compare to the 3 3/4-inch figures? Well, let's take a look at Princess Leia first, shall we? When we put Princess Leia to it, we can notice the uniform is actually very close to what it was 30 years ago. Back then, too, she came with the same accessories, the staff, the helmet, and the thermal detonator. She is wearing the bandolier in both figures, and overall, looks pretty good. Of course, I have to say the facial sculpt on the 6-inch is much better than the facial sculpt on the 3.5 or 3 3/4-inch figure. But actually, they both look really good. Now, let's take a look at Luke in that Imperial garb. Well, the first thing you notice is in the Black Series figures, it is a much brighter red that we can see compared to the 3 3/4-inch figure. The uniforms are fairly similar. There's a few little differences there, especially with the shoulder pads, and the belt around his waist is quite a bit different. The arms, not too bad. They're fairly close. And of course, the facial sculpt in the Black Series looks like Mark Hamill, but in the 3 3/4-inch figure, it looks like the 3 3/4-inch figure Luke Skywalker's at that point. So overall, not bad. I like it. And I have to say, I like these figures better than these figures. But of course, what do you expect? We got 6 inches to deal with here. We only have 3 3/4-inch figures to deal with here. So still not bad as far as the figures go. They actually look pretty decent. Now I'm hoping that they come out with more figures yet, because there are several more characters from Shadows of the Empire that I'd love to see in a 6-inch Black Series figures. And of course, one of the main ones has got to be Chewbacca in his bounty hunter disguise. Imagine seeing this one as a Black Series figure. This would be awesome. And then of course they could also do IG-88 and Boba Fett. They were important characters in that novel. And then you've got Darth Vader too, who is got a big axe to grind with the prince himself. So I'm thinking it would be great to at least get a few more characters in the Black Series from Shadows of the Empire. And Disney, if you're listening, which I know you're not, but just consider it. This would make a great miniseries for Disney Plus. Now granted, you're probably going to have to recast Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher. I think there's enough actors and actresses out there that could probably fill that role pretty well. And as far as the rest of the characters go, you could pretty much use whoever you want. Dash Rendar has never been in any movies or anything. He has been in a video game. There was a Shadows of the Empire video game. So I think as long as you get somebody looking close to him, you'd probably be doing fine. Well, what do you think? We've only got 4 figures so far from Shadows of the Empire, but I think they're off to a really good start. Like I said, I hope they come out with another 4 of them over the next few years. That would be great. I'd love to see more of that. Have you been collecting the Shadows of the Empire figures? If you have, let me know below what you think of them. And of course, don't forget to like this video and give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notifications bell so that you're notified when new videos get posted to the channel. Well, until next time, may the Force be with you, and keep hoping for new figures.